big news that we have for you, and this is about the Delhi riots. In the Delhi riots bail plea hearing, the ASG played Sharjeel's alleged inflammatory speech before the Supreme Court. On tape, the so-called Tukde Tukde call was shown to the judges, sparking some dramatic developments in the courtroom. That's the latest update that we are getting for you. Let's straight away go across to my colleague Bhavtosh, who's joining us live right now for more on this. Bhavtosh, bring us up to speed with what happened when this particular audio clip, in fact, was played.
As far as this case is concerned, Hina, our legal editor Harish was inside the courtroom. He said that the Additional Solicitor General as well as Solicitor General Tushar Mehta representing the state mentioned two things. One, importantly, they played the video of Sharjeel Imam in which they claimed that he reportedly said that the attempt was to change the regime. Now, earlier also, the Delhi police had submitted an affidavit in which they again mentioned that the whole idea of the protest that started from December 2019 and ended in February 2020 was to carry out a regime change. And importantly, they said that earlier they also tried to foment trouble and instigate Muslims, the local Muslims, but that didn't happen. And it all started with the abrogation of Article 370. And then they picked up other issues, including triple talaq and also the CA issue. Now, they said that the whole idea was to coincide this with the Trump's visit. And they also mentioned various other things that resulted in this. They mentioned that there were various WhatsApp chats that were made by them. The idea was to carry out Chakka Jam and also lay the siege of Delhi so that riots break out. But this is the first time that the Additional Solicitor General played out a video clip inside the Supreme Court, telling in detail what had happened. Now, when this issue came up before the Delhi High Court also, the point that was raised by the Defence Counsel was that he was already in jail, and how can he in fact conspire to carry out riots? At that point of time, the bench of judges in the Delhi High Court had said that because of the issue, because this entire issue of creating communal trouble as well as conspiracy was hashed so early, that the people, that most of the individuals in this case had already laid a siege of Delhi, and that was the reason why riots broke out. The Defence Counsel have not made a submission so far. The Additional Solicitor General as well as Solicitor General have submitted their application. They also said that intellectuals and other their conspiracy should also be looked into before the Supreme Court passes their own order.
All right. Bhavtosh, stay on with us. My colleague Harish is also joining us on the broadcast. But before I go across to Harish, we have some more breaking inputs coming in. Now, viewers, during the hearing, Additional Solicitor General SP Raju also alluded to the recent deadly Red Fort blast, saying that there is a trend that doctors and engineers are not doing their job, what they are supposed to do as a professional, but engaging in anti-national activities. He added that intellectual terrorists are more dangerous than those working on the ground. To substantiate the claim, Delhi police showed video of Delhi riots accused Sharjeel Imam giving inflammatory speeches against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Harish is live with us on the broadcast, and as Bhavtosh was mentioning that this happened with Harish was actually in the courtroom. Harish, bring us up to speed with what really was the kind of reaction we got from the judges when this video was played.
In fact, even we should say that Hina, the judge Arvind Kumar himself was startled because at this level, at Supreme Court level, rarely videos are played. The judge repeatedly asked ASG Raju whether all these are mentioned in the charge sheet. ASG Raju said yes. At this moment, Sharjeel's lawyer, senior advocate Siddharth Deve, even objected, saying that this is an attempt to prejudice the case against him. At this level, in a bail hearing, such videos are not required, and said that a detailed argument he will be making later as far as the playing of video is concerned. And here we must say that ASG Raju for the Delhi police was trying to bolster his argument that merely because Sharjeel Imam has been in the jail for 5 years and not got bail. He should not be released on bail because the charges against him is very, very grave. This was not an ordinary protest or dharna. It was an attempt at regime change operation. He also says that in one of the speeches, he says, this is a government run by the Hindus against the Muslims. We must overthrow this government. Therefore, this is an attempt at regime change, and also timed during the visit of Donald Trump, and said that it is an attempt to malign India internationally. There was an attempt to instigate crowd to violate public order, and there was a chakka jam. There was an attempt to throttle Delhi economically, stop milk and vegetable supply, and also he went on to say, as you rightly said now, intellectual terrorists more dangerous than those working on ground. He said, when intellectuals become terrorists, they become more dangerous than those working on the ground. He also said that it had become a trend now for doctors and engineers to engage in anti-national activities, and also said that the delay in trial was attributable to the accused.
Right.
So the ASG again saying that the accused themselves was responsible for the delay in trial because because there was coordinated non-cooperation, filing of frivolous pleas, and therefore they themselves was for the reason for the delay in commencement of the trial, and they should not be allowed to.
Some very important arguments clearly being made by the ASG there. We'll see how the judges are going to respond, whether this time bail will be granted or not. But for now, I'm completely out of time. Thank you very much, both of you, Harish as well as Bhavtosh, for joining us with your inputs.